I've never seen crypto overall being so bearish and the sentiment being so bad ever. And there are several reasons for this. And in this video, I want to discuss the key points, how this affects everybody mentally, and most importantly, what are the plans and how can you benefit from the very fast changing environment in crypto. And let's just start with the facts here. First of all, people are getting destroyed left and right. We had the biggest liquidation event in history just earlier this week, in the beginning of the week. And we pretty much have, I would say, a lot of even good traders capitulating or getting liquidated or being deep underwater on many of their positions. Yet, Bitcoin is hovering around $100,000. So it's a dream come true pretty much for everybody that has been in crypto for more than a year, pretty much. We could have never imagined this, but most importantly, there's another factor that's really killing people, is that altcoins are just underperforming drastically. And I think this is one of the key reasons why everybody is so destroyed and so bearish. So what has happened pretty much in the last few weeks to cause everybody to go nuts? First of all, we're going to speak just for the last few weeks because otherwise it's going to take forever to go through the video. But first of all, we had this scare about DeepSeek right here. And as you can see, market digested really quickly and it bounced. And just when everybody was like, oh no, we didn't make a new all-time high here. We failed to break above like 106 here. Now we got this DeepSeek. Everybody's scared. We're going down. It's over. This is the end of the cycle, and the market pretty much gobbled it up very quickly. Back at pretty much all-time high. Then we rejected here. So just when everybody started getting excited and that we overcame this DeepSeek, then Trump imposes tariffs here, and everybody's again scared. Oh no, this is the end. The economy is going down. It's the end, and so on and so on. And this is when the liquidation happened. And you can see the wick here on Bitcoin, but on altcoins it was looking a lot more disgusting. And yet the next day they announce, like, just look at the recovery, because this is the 12-hour chart, but on the daily, this is one of the craziest candles honestly I've ever seen in crypto. So from the very bottom here to the top of the candle, it was 12% on Bitcoin. Not a surprising move, I would say, but just it shifted so quickly based on the news that was going on, because at the same day, like here, tariffs are announced in this red chunk of price action, and then right on Monday, Trump announces some major important event that is going to take place, which is a press conference, and they're going to announce something about crypto. So again, very, very similar like the DeepSeek thing. People get excited. Suddenly, people are not so excited because of the tariffs. Then people get excited again. Then they hear the announcement. It's a nothing burger. Then people are not excited anymore. And you can easily tell, combined with obviously the liquidation and the fact that this has been dragging on now for, I would say, years, this type of environment. People are very tired. That's what I can tell you. I'm personally also quite tired. This, I think, made a lot of people question everything about crypto here. Although, again, it was really, really nice consolidation. We had the push. So again, this was the glimmer of hope here. And after that, this chop area right here that we are in is again really, really messing up with people. And most importantly, people are waiting for altcoins to really start pumping. And the Bitcoin dominance chart has been just going up. It's made a lower high here. Actually, no. First, it made. Let's go on the weekly because we see it clear. It made a big retracement. It made a lower high here. So everybody's like, okay, this is just a blip on the radar. Now we're going to get the out season. And as you can see, because of all the news events and everything, it's been ripping really, really hard. And if we just zoom out, you can see the slow grind of Bitcoin versus all the assets. And this makes it really hard for people that don't have enough Bitcoin. And I believe this will probably continue. Now, what is causing the issues here? Why is everybody going mental and why is everybody capitulating? And because there are two main reasons pretty much. One is that we are overexposed on altcoins and they haven't been doing well. And second is that we are hoping, and our hopes have always been broken, that there will be an out season. There will be an out season. And everything will go up and our backs will finally go up. So that's why we're back holding for months on end stuff that it's like down 50, 60, 70%, way past our stop loss. And this is across all markets. And it's been really, really just extremely painful to watch this. Me personally, but also for other people. And there's another reason that there are just infinite number of tokens coming out, and obviously Bera is just from yesterday. It launched, and as you can see now, it's just consolidating. Probably it will start dumping like most other new launches, but every project, every meme coin, has been dumping significantly, especially versus Bitcoin. But overall, it's been just down. And this has nothing in common with previous market cycles, and that's why people are getting so crazy and they're throwing in the towel. However, this is not extremely useful. Like what is happening is that the market environment is changing, and there are two options that you can do right now. There are two things. One is keep bitching and not act and just wait for an out season, although your backs are down like 70, 80, 90%, or adjust. See where the opportunity is, adjust your way of thinking, the way you approach the market, and start acting in accordance with the changing environment. And I think you can still make plenty of money in crypto. I think we could still get a massive run to the upside across different sectors. I still think it's on the table. However, the big question here is, are you prepared for this? Are you prepared with a plan that you can execute on, act upon, and potentially make money? And even if you are not making money, are you still going to be back holding? For example, let's take an example with Hyperliquid. So are you going to be back holding Hyperliquid if it starts breaking down below this level, just because you really, really like the token and you have high hopes for it, or whatever narrative you told yourself that will help you sleep at night? Well, if the answer is yes, then obviously there's something wrong with you. And you're not really here in crypto to make money. You're here to try to be right, which is never a great sign. And the biggest issue I think on this side that you want to be right is that a lot of influencers, like the biggest names on crypto Twitter right now, like Alex Becker, like the Bonk guy, Ansem, you name it, all of the big accounts, they all, what do they say? You fools, we're gonna have an out season, you're gonna see, it's going to come, you will be suffering for not having your backs. And they just have this bias. They're pushing and kind of pushing a lot of people to just back hold even the tokens that they're shilling, and probably in the back end they have deals for. And that's even more frustrating because you see stuff like, for example, Desync. I like Desync. I've traded this a while ago, a few weeks ago. But as you can see, this is one of the crypto Twitter's favorite tokens when it comes to AI. And it's always like when it's down here, it's like you gotta buy it because it's gonna pump. It pumps, and the accounts are going like, I told you to buy this, it's up to 2x or 3x, buy it. So people buy it here. However, these accounts don't say anything when the token is down like 70% from the highs, and they don't tell newbies what to do when this happens. And I can tell you, this is just a recipe for disaster to even follow anyone on Twitter unless you have a clear plan on your own of why you're buying this or that. And that's what we're going to do here. I think it's very clear that emotionally the entire market is really fucked. But I think also it's a perfect time to learn, to adjust, and also to take opportunity of the sentiment, because we always, in all kinds of markets, we always try to be the contrarians to make money. So you gotta go against the herd. So when everyone's bullish, you gotta be taking profit. When everyone's bearish, obviously, you gotta start looking for opportunities. And that's what we're gonna do here. So let's look at some scenarios and how you can position yourself and what you need to do in order to make the most of it. So first of all, on Bitcoin. I think it's quite possible, just because of the profile of people that are buying Bitcoin right now, with the ETFs and all the inflows. I think it's quite possible that we see something like this for a while, maybe even more than what we had previously. Maybe it will be less. Maybe it will just break out to upside or downside very soon. But I think this is very typical. And then when the move happens, if it's to the upside, like it was right here, I think it's very important to be positioned based on how the market has been acting until now. Because otherwise, you might be very, very disappointed again. I believe it's high probability that we're going to see a leg of Bitcoin to, like, let's say 120, 130,000, because there are narratives for this, bullish crypto environment, in the US, regulations, talking about the reserve of Bitcoin, and so on. So there are very many positive catalysts, which actually has fueled also the people hoping for an out season, if I can say that. But also, when this plays out, it could be still Bitcoin driven. So do you have enough Bitcoin, or do you have a plan for when to get involved with Bitcoin if you don't have any? And would you rather trade Bitcoin or some other shitcoin that has lower probability of catching up here with the current narratives? So definitely you need to have a plan for Bitcoin. What is a very simple plan? Well, we're chopping in the range. If we get to the lows or we reclaim this level, maybe because we might break it, just buy it. Have a good stop loss. So for example, this low here around 89, I think it's not a terrible place if we reclaim, and then, if we have something like this. I just draw it here. So maybe we drop here, we have a wick, we reclaim. Now this could be your Bitcoin trade right here. Something like here, targeting the high here, and then potentially much higher if we get a breakout. Again, on the other side, if we get a breakout here, maybe we get a close above this area around 1.6, and I think this could also be a very good setup depending on when the low forms here, and again, target 120, 130, whatever. You might not see crazy percentages here, but you can adjust this with your sizing and with your risk tolerance, of course, in order to make pretty much the same money. You can make the same money on any asset class depending on your position sizing and your risk tolerance. So just keep this in mind. And then this is Bitcoin, obviously, and I think it's very important to be well positioned. And you might be on the other camp, but what if really an out season happens? What if I miss the biggest opportunity of my life to make life-changing gains, because everybody wants to do this, and putting money in Bitcoin is boring. What if this? What if that? That's fine. You don't need to miss it. You just need to have a plan and execute on it. That's extremely important. For example, we can go back to hype. Like, this is one of the better looking charts in my opinion. So what is your plan here? Well, potentially a breakout of this level, or maybe, pretty much similar picture as Bitcoin right now, this chart, so clean. And then you again base your risk. Let's say you take the breakout somewhere here, base your risk of this low, 15%, where you believe it's gonna go, just take profit on the way. And that's it. Don't hope for a moon back. Don't hope it will, if it gets back into the range, that it will break out again. Maybe it does, but again, you need to come in and out of those trades if they're not happening and if they're not working in the first time, because the most important thing is to keep your sanity in these market conditions. And if you have the emotional luggage from the last few months, it will be hard. I can tell you, it will be hard to just ignore your emotions and trade the charts and trade whatever's in front of you. But that's exactly what you need to do. That's exactly what I need to do. Everybody in the space. If you get emotionally attached for good or bad reasons to something, it's a recipe to get fucked. That's the reality of it. Another one looking pretty good is Solana. I think Solana here, I'm actually looking for an entry somewhere in this area. Maybe if we get another, because on the daily it's starting to reverse, but if we get a little bit of downside before potential continuation, I think the risk to reward makes sense, honestly. Even like entry here, stop below here, it's like 11%. To the top of this range is like 32, so 3 to 1 almost. So I think this is a decent bet as well. But again, if Solana starts breaking and closing below this level, like 180, let's say, well, you close it and you just wait for the next one. Same with Ethereum. Ethereum is looking a little bit worse. But again, if you don't have and you believe there will be an Ethereum run, because people have been hoping for this for years now, maybe you wait for 3,000 to get reclaimed, and then just act on it. Whatever chart you look at, like Ondo is another one I'm looking at, but potentially I'll probably just wait about 160 to close above it. Even if you go down the list to smaller altcoins, even if we take like, let's say Dissing here, even if you look at this, is there a reason for you to buy it? Technical reason, not just, oh, I really like the AI narrative. If there's a reason, just go and buy it, set your risk, and that's it, and forget. But if there isn't, you just wait. And if you believe this will be a token that could catch a narrative, which we're going to discuss a little bit in a moment, okay, then just draw your levels where you want to do business, set your risk, accept the monetary risk, and then if it doesn't happen, execute. Because this is what we're all missing: discipline. I've talked about this many times. But you need to just make sure to execute. That's like, I cannot stress it enough, because you'll see somebody's winning, somebody's telling you, oh, we're going to have an out season. You're getting delusional because of others people's opinion. And then suddenly, like months later, you figure out, oh my God, this was such an obvious level that I should have cut my trade, but I didn't. And you're stuck in this. And about narratives, I think that's also very important. Like, you gotta seriously think, where is your edge on the market? Let's say you were a Solana meme coin trader, and you did very well, let's say with gold. Gold was a very popular token for a moment. Are you still a believer in this thing after such price action? Like, what is the reason to buy this based on your experience and how the cycle has played out? Just look at this. It's a terrible looking chart right now. And same goes for Fork, was another one that had a run. Exactly the same pattern, just a little bit different time frame. Same with Fartcoin, the most recent one, which I believe will follow the exact same path. It's already on it. So if you're too keen on these, what's the thesis here? Maybe the narratives are shifting, because they do. Like every several days, I would say, there's a new narrative in town in crypto. This is just how it works. While we had the biggest out seasons in previous years, it was mainly because there were not so many altcoins and they were fitting in like 2 or 3 narratives. They're like left and right narratives. So if your edge is finding the right narrative before everybody is onboarding with it, that's fine. If you want to trade meme coins, that's fine. If you believe utility will have its day, okay, find the edge there. Narrow down the tokens and just look for entries. And one of a few that I already showed you, I'm looking at these, but if you believe there's an edge to be had somewhere, well, again, don't just blindly buy stuff. Let's say gaming. What is a good gaming token? Let's say Superverse. Let's say Superverse finally catches another leg higher, and we have potentially a gaming narrative playing out. All right. So what I would expect for this chart to see is some kind of a reversal pattern. So nice, we had a wick after such a big selling. We had a wick just above this low here. Maybe we'll go down to this area right here. Who knows? But maybe this is also good support. We just tagged it here. Maybe we get back down to test it. Maybe this was the low. So now your game plan is to work around this level. So go down to the daily. What do we do here? Well, if this is a level that I want to be trading around, if I enter here, what's my risk? I'm risking 50%. Doesn't sound too attractive to make 250%. Sure, but still 50% means you're not going to be able to size this trade as you wish. So then, if you believe again in this narrative, you just wait for a pattern to emerge. What could this look like? So maybe we start seeing some consolidation after this sell. Maybe we get another run of this high, similar to actually what we had here. So first test, then we sold off, we ran back, and then we reclaimed it, and then the trend started shifting, as you can see here. So maybe something similar appears here, if you believe, again, that this narrative will play out. And you just need to sit down on your hands, not do anything, and just wait for a pattern to emerge and control your emotions. Because if you have too many emotions, in crypto especially, you will get destroyed. I promise you this. I've seen this. I do this like every day or every night. Sometimes I think about what I should and could have done and how much money I left on the table. And everybody's doing this, but trust me, this doesn't help. This actually ruins your performance. And that's why I'm always saying about hard rules, discipline. And if you don't have a system or you don't know how to trade, I will be doing a lot more content on the actual patterns, although you can see them from the videos, but you'll see the patterns that I trade at, I believe, are quite good, but obviously it depends again on the execution and on the level of discipline you apply to those. So yeah, that's everything, guys. Just try to stay sane, try to see the forest through the trees, and be prepared for all kinds of scenarios, because there could be max pain where everybody capitulates now and we see a run to the highs and out season, and everybody goes crazy and bananas, and you missed it because you were too focused on crying and bitching about why you didn't make money. I could definitely see this happening. So just don't turn off, don't tap out, and just stay focused. And I promise you, if you persevere, at some point you'll do well. See you in the next one.